Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here and we are officially live here with Transformation Greatness along with SBN, the Small Business Network podcast presents to you the business spotlight with our partner and COO, also investment broker, Miss Marion Williams. This is going to be behind the scenes coverage of what Miss Williams does on a day in and day out basis. So, Miss Williams, welcome here. And can you just tell us a little bit behind the scenes on what you do?
Hi, Sean.
Hello
Um,
there.
it's I'm a real estate investment broker. Okay, I work with clients, help them to buy properties, help them to buy investment properties, residential properties. Also working with working as COO with the Small Business Network. Right now, we're working on a project to implement our own CRM.
Absolutely. And can you just share with the listening audience more so behind the scene coverage on what you do on a day in and day out basis? How do you reach out to your customers? How do you engage with them? What exactly that you do, Miss Williams?
Well, basically, what I do is it all funnels in here, and I just pulled my iPad up, and I'm not sure if you guys are able to see that, but through my CRM with my brokerage firm, all of my information is basically stored in one place. So I can go in one place and post to social media and to all my social media accounts at one time, which is amazing. Okay, we have an AI assistant that is a part of this, and it is a dream because it helps you with your posts. In addition to that, it funnels in all of your leads, your potential clients, that sort of thing, and you can engage with them right from here. Okay. It stores their profile. Holds their phone numbers, email addresses. If there are other family members, that's included. It hosts everything there. You can do drip campaigns from here as well. You can do campaigns based on the season. And then through the day, I would just go into any one of my leads. If I have a note on them, there's something I want to specifically do for that client. I want to create like a property alert, set up a property alert for a certain area or zip code for them. I would go in there and do that. If I want to see what they're doing, I can go inside of there and see which properties they've looked at and engage with them based on that information. In addition to that, basically we would just book showings, take them to see properties. Um, I would investigate the properties online through my CRM. I can also get into property tax information. I can conduct CMAs, which is a comparative analysis on the different properties to make sure that the price points are probably within the same proximity of they're looking to purchase. So.
So it sounds like to me, then, really, you got something in which basically does everything for you, pretty much. It's all rolled into one. Is that correct, or did I misunderstood what you said?
No, you heard me correctly. That is exactly what it does, and I love it. I love
Wow.
it.
Wow, wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome for those that's just tuning in. Welcome here to another episode here of Transformation Greatness along with SBN, the Small Business Network podcast. We are here in the business spotlight behind the scenes coverage with partner COO and investment broker, Miss Marion Williams, hailing out from Atlanta, Georgia. And she was just explaining to us as far as what an exciting CRM system in which that she uses that makes life more simpler in terms of for her business. So it sounds like that type of software that you're talking about, it makes things more organized, more structured, and allows for you to stay on top of your business rather than have to put in the guesswork of, oh, what did we say? Or
Yeah.
when did I meet that client? Or what type of preference that they wanted? It made everything just simplified in a
Yeah.
nutshell.
Yeah. It'll also, when you're creating the post, you can ask it to tell you based on what your topic is, what you're posting. It will generate the latest tag hashtags for you. that that's trending.
Wow.
And you
Wow.
have an option to include, I think there's a, might be for the CRM, you might be able to include a maximum of five, but then you would have to go into your actual profile accounts where you post it and then add the additional ones after that. But yes, absolutely. It can create the ones that are generating, actually marketing the highest. It'll plug them in for you. Yeah.
Excellent.
So,
Excellent.
yeah.
Miss Miss Williams, let me ask you this. What are you looking to accomplish in the near future with your business? Would you like to share that with us?
Yes, I'm so happy that you asked me that question. Number one, my reasons for actually getting into real estate is because I want to open my own beauty supply store, and I'd like to open a juicing bar. Okay, and I want to take my wins from real estate, to as you know, use those as my investment funds. Ideally, I'd like to also purchase some investment properties and have, um, some multifamily units, that sort of thing, to generate additional income as well. Same thing that I'm telling people that they need to do, um, to help leave back generational wealth for their families, for the
A
most part.
thousand percent, thousand percent. So definitely an investment in real estate is such a huge industry. I'm curious though, Miss Williams, what are some of the misconceptions that people have brought to you about being in the investment slash real estate industry?
Well, number one, what I find is that a lot of people are not aware that they can purchase multifamily properties. They think that it's something for like major investors, and that it's something that they can't accomplish, when in fact that is incorrect. A lot of people don't even realize that 4 unit properties, where you see the quads, um, those properties are considered the same, as a residential property. It's
Mm.
finance wise. So you could go and finance a 4 unit just as opposed to you going and financing a residential home for yourself to live in. Then you if you look at it that way, you could live in 1 unit and then lease out the other units and pull in income.
Interesting, very interesting. It kind of boggles my mind on how many people actually don't know that. Like I didn't know that, so I can just imagine how many people are not aware of that, and they
Yeah.
still have like maybe you know self-limited beliefs. Maybe as far as someone that they knew maybe in the past told them like, man, you know what? I tried that, man. It ain't work for me, or my arm was a part of that, and they got scammed or whatever the case. And people carry those self-limited beliefs and really adopt it to be their own, where in
Hmm.
actuality they heard that from other people and that was their experiences. So I'm pretty sure you go through that as well, correct?
Yeah, exactly. There's something else. I'm glad you brought that up. There's something else that people, kind of shy away from, and that is purchasing raw land. You can purchase
Mm.
raw land and, pretty much accomplish the same thing, depending on how big that lot is. You can subdivide that lot, and then you can sell those lots individually. So you think of it think of it like that. If you bought so many acres, 10 acres, and you wanted to subdivide them, for development, you could then sell them as, break them into maybe a quarter of an acre each, and then multiply that, and you just made a lot of money.
Wow.
And you can also, the mineral rights underneath. You can lease that out and allow them to come and dig and get the minerals from under there.
Interesting. Interesting. Wow, that's great information. We have here Gregory Hall, the quantum health boss. Hey, what's going on, King? He has a great question for you, Miss Williams. And his question is, how can we use AI to find these properties?
Well, the best deals, I have to say, the best deals for, investment properties would be off market properties. I have to say that. Now, how you would find those, those are gems that someone like myself, I would not give up my resources for how I find those. Okay, but definitely, yeah, you would need to basically find off market properties. You can honestly do that by just, scanning a neighborhood. And any properties that you would see that are unattended to, for the most part, they kind of stick out like a sore thumb. Those are generally red flags that the yard is unkept, weeds are growing up, that sort of thing. Those are flags to let you know that, hey, something is up with this particular property. and then you could probably go digging that way. You know, find out the key would be to find out who the property owner is and make contact.
That makes sense. That makes total sense. Total sense. And thank you for sharing that as well. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are here, welcome once again to Transformation Greatness along with SBN, the Small Business Network podcast. We are here from a business spotlight, behind the scenes coverage, and exclusive with partners COO and investment broker, the one, the only Miss Marion Williams. We have here Ms. Dave Anderson Jenkins. Welcome, welcome, welcome. She said, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And we have Robert Gregory Hall. He came back and said, ask AI for off-market properties. Awesome. So great stuff. I want to ask you this. And I thought about this question too, because in the investment world, in the real estate world, it's so vast, right? It's so massive, it's so broad, and so many individuals are actually in this space, and rightfully so. My question to you is that how do you protect your brand, or in other words, let me rephrase that. How do you stand out versus the other individuals that's in that space? What makes you you versus them?
I love that question. For me, it's all about integrity. It's all about communication, and it's all about being myself and presenting myself to them and understanding where they are, what it is that they're needing and wanting to accomplish, and making sure that whatever I do lines up with that. Yeah.
Now that's big because your integrity and character definitely it will take you much more forward than your talents or even knowledge in a particular industry. So I'm glad that you definitely mentioned that. Miss Williams, how can others get a hold of you if they want to learn more information or even work with you? How can they get a hold of you?
Easy, easy, easy peasy. Listen, all of my social media platforms, you can find me at Miriam Closes ATL. Again, that is Miriam Closes ATL across all of my social media platforms. And you will find my contact information details, my main number for my office, 855-261-2233. My direct line, 678-264-7179. Hit me up, y'all. You want to buy some properties? Hit me up. You want to build generational wealth? You're looking to line up some properties for your children and have some passive income coming in? Give me a call.
Outstanding, outstanding. And before I let you go, I always like to ask this question for all my guests to end. Say, for instance, if there's someone that heard all the information, they said, wow, you know, Miss Williams, that is amazing. That is fantastic. I definitely have been thinking about getting into that space, but I don't have the amount of influence and clientele that you have, right? Or they may feel like, well, you know, I've heard so many different things, so I'm not quite too sure, or I don't think I may be smart enough to pass the exam, or it's like, man, it looks real good, but it sounds too good to be true. They're coming to you with all these different things, right, going on in their spirit, and they're in your office. I would like for you, if you will, give it about a minute or two. What would you advise that young man or young woman that's aspiring that wants to get in the industry, but for whatever reason they have certain limitations that they feeling about themselves? What would you say to them if you were to coach or mentor them?
Well, first I would tell them, unfortunately, I have to be honest. I would tell them to find a local community college who also carries the same real estate brokerage program. Okay. Take that course from there. Okay. Once you do that, I would say find yourself a good brokerage firm to learn under. Okay. That is key. The thing that I love most about my firm, which is Zach Taylor Real Estate, is that if there's something that I'm not familiar with, I can go into our hub through our CRM. I can go into our hub and I can pretty much just plug into the search what it is that I'm looking for. Like if I'm not sure about how to do something or a particular form or something like that, my brokerage has we've got it all. It's already done. It's already pre-taped, pre-recorded. You go in there and watch that, and you're on your way. You're on your way. So I
Awesome.
definitely get with a good firm, scout out the best firms, write down key questions, things that you want to know about that brokerage. Make sure that that brokerage aligns with what it is that you want to accomplish.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. And it looks like Gregory, he has another question for you. He said, I found some properties. How do we purchase them with no money down? So this is what I would recommend for you, Mr. Hall. Definitely contact Miss Williams and you guys set up as far as like a quick one-on-one conversation. And from there, I'm pretty sure she'll be more than willing to go ahead and guide you, give you any type of areas of expertise, but we don't want to give away all the fire here. We don't want to give away all the fire now. If you want more info, definitely get in contact with her because she is an expert at what she does. Likewise, Miss Williams, he is definitely an expert at what he does. He is the quantum health boss. He's a good friend of mine. So believe me, I believe that if you guys would ever connect, it would be a great conversation for sure.
Excellent. Excellent.
Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time that we have here for you. We definitely appreciate you a lot tremendously. This has been another episode here from Transformation Greatness, along with SBN, the Small Business Network podcast. You have heard from the Business Spotlight behind the scenes coverage with the one and only partner and COO and investment broker, Miss Marion Williams. Until then, family, if what we stated on here either motivated, transformed, or inspired at least one person, then may God be the glory, and we take no credit for absolutely none of this. Until then, you're all amazing and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And until the next episode, peace and love, family. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much for your time. Have a good one.
Bye bye.